Hello everyone, we're here to do what everyone else in this live Facebook feed wants to do, which is to drive the new Kia Seltos. But before that, some background.
Right, you guys should know that Ju-Len usually leaves anything that's not Italian, fast and horrendously expensive to me to drive. And when he does drive, he morphs from a 69-year-old man into a 6-year-old child.
Hey, I resent that.
Why?
More like a 16-year-old. And you guys should know that Derryn over here with his facial hair, well, it signifies a love of trees, an enthusiasm for carrying heavy things around, and just generally being a paranoid android.
Hey man, it's the only way to be sure.
Sure of what?
Of constant vigilance, you know.
Okay, whatever you say there, facial Harry Potter. Anyway, I've had a good look at the spec sheet, and I suspect that the Kia Seltos has a lot to offer.
Yeah, but we should keep in mind that the Seltos also jumps into one of the more competitive segments here in the Singapore car market, which is the small SUV segment. So the only way for us to be sure is to drive it.
Okay,
let's
well,
go.
let's go.
Right.
But before we roll, Mr. Paranoid Android,
You look so handsome. Wow, I feel safer already. But you guys can still see his face, so I'm sorry. Can't get around it.
right, and sorry, but you guys have to deal with this sort of caterpillar on his face over here. But never mind all that, okay? Let's, you know, talk about something better looking. The new Kia Seltos. So first impressions.
Right, looks pretty good. I think I had to poke around just now as well. Feels pretty good and smells pretty good so far too. Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't know about how it smells, but I can tell you it looks pretty legit. You know, you've got this sporty D-shaped steering wheel here.
D-shaped, right? Cool.
And then, I don't know if you noticed, but there's this lovely contrast stitching on the steering wheel, some red thread on black leather. It's really quite nice.
Visual flair there, huh? Yeah.
And we're off to a good start because we've been rolling along, and I can still hear your inhuman yapping.
So you can hear me tell you that bell bottoms went out of style in the 70s. Unlike SUVs. But you know, SUVs, sometimes they tend to ride a bit jiggly, and because they're tall, they're noisy as well. Yeah. But so far, the Seltos is quite well behaved in this respect.
That's true. But I'll tell you two things I really like about this car, okay? Now, first of all, let's assume I've got no kids, right?
Yeah, which is just as well for everybody else.
Yeah, okay, just as well for me as well. So that means freedom, I can drive the way I want, okay? I'm going to drive like a free man.
Free man TM, right? Yeah.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Step one, just grab this and slide that back for me.
Jesus.
Check it out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, glass sunroof, man. Check out all the sunlight and no whining from the back about heat or whatever. You know, I like this, so I'm getting this.
The whining from the front, though.
Step two, though, I'm just going to take this knob and then turn it
magic
to
knob.
sport
What does it
mode.
do? Ooh, sport mode.
Exactly.
It's to piss your wife off mode.
Woohoo! Check it out,
God,
man.
I don't know how fast we're going.
Sport mode for the win.
Mother, save me, mother. Whoa. Hey, actually, you know what? This actually isn't that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Quit exaggerating, okay? I mean, okay, more credit to the car than me, I have to say.
Oh, definitely.
But you know what? It handles quite nicely. It's pretty well composed. Good steering feel, so it's quite nice to drive.
And I admit, I don't feel as threatened when you usually drive because I peeked at the spec sheet again and it's quite safe, you know. We got the high strength steel, we got 6 airbags, we got the stability control. So despite you, I felt quite okay. This is nice and calm.
Yeah.
But you know, but what about you? You're not complaining yet. Is the face shield clouding your judgment?
No. I'm thinking. Okay, so what we have is a 1.4 liter turbo engine.
Yep. Right.
7-speed twin clutch transmission. And actually, that's pretty much the cutting edge of what you get with petrol powertrains nowadays.
That's
you know,
true. Yeah.
it's like what you get from European cars, basically.
And 140 horsepower with 242 Newton meters of torque. You know, that is quite a lot of power for a car. This class.
Okay. So that makes it one of the most powerful cars in the class.
Yeah, it does, definitely.
So that pleases people like me,
Of
but
course.
I know what will calm you down and make you feel better, okay?
Sausage.
So just check this button out here.
Right.
What it does, seat ventilation.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's gonna cool your behind.
I like a cool posterior. I cannot prevaricate.
So that's a nice feature, right?
Yeah,
But
it is.
I know something else that's gonna like cease your yapping. Everyone knows that you're terrible at parking, right?
Yeah, I'm
So,
a god of terrible parking.
check
Hey,
this
there's a
out.
Reverse camera.
Reverse camera.
And we even got full parking sensors front and rear. Pretty nifty, I love that.
Yep. And basically, with a camera like this, you know, perfect parking all the time, every time.
Wow, despite you.
All right, so right away, I get two things that I noticed that every SUV should have.
Okay.
And that is a nice tall seating position.
Right.
And related to that is great all-around visibility.
Yeah, it's true. You know, some cars they look really racy, but you can't see out of them. You know. You know, but this car you can see well out of the from the driver's seat. So sometimes you know too much style gets in the way of life.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like bell bottoms, right? Tripping over them. But you know, this display right here, you didn't tell me anything about this.
Ah, yeah.
Nice color, digital, full color display. I get all my driving data presented very nicely. You know, style and function.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we got a HUD. So
HUD,
safety,
head-up
you know,
display.
because I see my speed right there.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't have to take my eyes off the road.
Okay.
Yeah, really cool. And you know, the comfort and convenience features, there's a whole list of them. Let's try and sum them up now.
Okay.
Auto mirrors, auto wipers, auto lights, steering wheel controls. You have the infotainment system, we got the displays I talked about, we got the seats as well, the
Yeah.
aircon seats. I'm sure I'm missing out something.
Well,
Safety, parking.
Safety
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
that's just lies. You say you care about all
Lies.
this, but I know that what a digital hipster like you really cares about
Yeah.
is all this cloudy, techie stuff.
But it's sunny, man.
So I'm talking about things like Bluetooth,
Yeah.
Apple CarPlay,
Exactly.
Android Auto.
Oh,
That's
those
all
are
here.
very useful, yeah.
Yeah, and they're useful. So you know, we talked about this, right? This is yes, it's a Korean car,
Yeah.
but it's really approaching sort of expensive and I think European levels of tech and features here.
So I think we can both agree that there's a huge amount of stuff here for the money that you're paying.
Right.
So that's driving done, and safe to say, I think it's a thumbs up from both of us. Right?
Yeah, but let's go and check out the practical side of things.
Right, let's do that. Oh wow, you're fast. Okay.
Now, I have to say, there's actually a real sense of space back here.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
there's a lot of headroom, and the Seltos actually feels like a car that's one size up on the class.
You're right, and you could be onto something because, you know, looking at the spec sheet, the Seltos is the tallest car in its class, and you know what that means?
More space for my Afro?
Yes, you can finally fit it.
Okay, never mind my Afro though,
Yeah.
because a tall car tends to create a lot of space in the back for cargo.
That's true.
So let's
that's
go
true.
have a look at the back,
Okay,
your favorite
let's have a
part of any car. So, I've had a good look at the spec sheet.
Right,
You
right.
should be able to fit 433 cartons of milk in here.
Wow, that's enough to feed my two cats for a day or two.
Right.
But look closer, we got 60/40 split fold seats, so there's quite a lot of flexibility to carry whatever you want.
So it really is quite a practical car.
Exactly.
So let's sum up here, okay?
Right.
You've got a really jive-in engine,
Yeah, the
lots of
jive,
power, lots of
yeah,
torque.
jive.
You've got a chassis that sort of dances, but not in a bad
Exactly,
way, not
yeah.
like me. You know,
Not like
it doesn't
you.
jump around like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Lots of equipment,
Yeah.
and most important of all, plenty of safety gear. So I
exactly.
have to say, I'm pretty impressed.
So, you know, Kia's motto is the power to surprise, but we've both known that Kia has operated at a certain level for quite some time now.
Right.
But I guess, you know, Kia, the ability to consistently impress year after year in an incremental manner isn't quite as catchy.
Right, okay, so let's just say, let's call it the power to please,
Yeah,
okay?
okay.
So that's our verdict on the new Kia Seltos, and if you want to find out more, head on over to kia.sg/Seltos.
Do it.